everyone, and thank you for joining us on Insta Talk, where we do all the talking by covering all the latest stories on social media by your favorite influencers, bloggers, and lifestyle experts. I'm your host, Dina, and today we're discussing Black History Month UK with activist and public speaker Dr. Funmi Abari, and asking whether celebrating Black history and culture 1 month out of a year really does anything to fight racism and bring about equality. Our health expert Daniela is here to discuss how a plant-based diet can give you the luscious locks you've been dreaming of. And celebrity makeup artist Joanne Morgan is here to show you how to get the dramatic eye look featured in this year's Paris Fashion Week. And our fabulous fashion expert Rana is back to discuss the 3 jean cuts that are in this year. So stay tuned.
One simple and heart-wrenching question. Mum, why can't I be white? Was what spurred Black History Month in the UK. The UK's first BHM event was launched in 1987 and has been celebrated every October since. Officially recognised by the British government, BHM remembers and champions the history and achievements of the African diaspora and educates and informs on Black heritage and culture in Britain. The events of this year may prove to be a catalyst for Black stories to be shared even more widely. But does 1 month out of the year really do anything in the fight against racism? Is it time for an end to BHM?
With me now is Dr. Funmi Abari, a public speaker and activist. Hello, Funmi, and thank you so much for joining us on Insta Talk.
Hiya, thank you for having me.
Thank you, dear. Now, I wanted to ask you, now obviously, does celebrating Black history and culture for a month out of the year actually do anything to tackle racism?
Okay, so I think that's quite a difficult question to answer, but I hope I'll do it justice. So for me, first of all, let's think about what does it mean to actually tackle racism.
Right.
And to do that, you need to, of course, identify where racism exists. You need to then delve deep, and you need to find out why does it exist, because it's not the same in every specific situation or environment or community. And then you need to dismantle systems which allow racism to thrive. Then you need to remove systems or even remove individuals. Then you need to change cultures or adapt cultures. And a lot of work is required in order to tackle racism.
Right.
So for me, I feel like that work is done and ongoing outside of October. It's happening all the time. I think, especially given the events of what's happened during this year, we've seen massive sort of highlights of where individuals, organizations, groups of people, communities, both in the Black community and outside of the Black community, are working so hard, tirelessly. It's their life mission to create a world where racism does not affect their children's existence, really, or their right to exist, if anything, in terms of survival in some parts of the world. And that work is ongoing. It's consistently happening. And what happens during Black History Month is actually, for me, what I see happening is we take a step back. So the people who are doing a lot of the work, we stop for a minute and we're like, okay, we want to celebrate now. We've been working all year, all our lives, the entirety of our existence, whether you are working in, for example, a hospital, or you're working in an office, and day in, day out, you're not fighting racism, but your mere existence, contributes to that fight, and your experience contributes to that fight. Black History Month is a time to take a step back, look at the work, and celebrate your existence, and not fight for it. And I find that celebration does add, of course, I believe, to tackling racism, because, I'm thinking specifically for the people who are fighting for it, it gives us respite. It gives us a moment to say, okay, right now, we're going to take a step back. We're going to sort of re-energize. And to re-energize, we need to stop fighting, and we need to celebrate our small wins, our great wins, the wins of our ancestors, and appreciate, just really appreciate and sort of relish the glory.
Right.
And then I guess for people who are a part of that and engaging with it, and maybe sort of maybe not so much a part of the fight or the celebratory practices, if you like, it's everything is just sort of put on the table for the world, if you like. It's almost like a showcase.
Yeah.
During Black History Month.
Right.
Yeah.
But how do we actually foster a culture where Black icons are known, celebrated, and a part of British history, as opposed to mentioned in once a month? Because again, like you said, it shouldn't be only once a month, should it?
Exactly, that's definitely true, because what happens is things get lost in translation. Of course, Black History Month is to celebrate, it's to raise awareness, you know what, the purpose of Black History Month is whatever it is for whoever is partaking, to be honest.
Right.
I think, obviously many people have different opinions, but how do we then make this something that is not just a monthly basis? I think Black people don't make it a monthly thing. I think a lot of us, this is not something we do once a month, but given that this is a recognized time period that the world, if you like, is aware of, it is a moment to showcase. And I don't think that's always a bad thing. I think it's like organized. It's like an organized call to be aware of racism existing and of having existed, and the repercussions and the symptoms and the damage that it's caused and how it's still ongoing. And also to call people who have been part of like the fight to stop, have respite, and to celebrate. But I'll be honest with you, how so for example, you mentioned like the news outlets, like how do we BBC, for example, how do we make them not focus on something like this for just 1 month?
Yeah, exactly.
I guess I don't know. I think we continue to do work throughout the year. We continue to showcase ourselves throughout the year, and it's as if the BBC, the news outlets, online, they only call you for that time, and it's the work. How it doesn't become, how we ensure this doesn't become something that happens once a month is where news outlets like yourself, for example, organizations that work to spread news and stories and information, they need to think beyond the box and not just contact Black people during Black History Month.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You see? And it's very easy, because for example, let's just say during Ramadan, it'll be very easy for a news organization to contact a Muslim and say, okay, can you speak about Ramadan? Tell us what it's about. That kind of stuff makes sense, okay, because it's a specific festival and it's specific and it's timely. But Muslims tend to fast, just in Ramadan, and some fast, throughout the year and stuff. But Ramadan only is Ramadan, if that makes sense.
Yes.
But being Black is 24/7. It's 365 days a year.
Yes.
And so we don't need to wait for Black History Month for Black people to be invited onto the news to talk about their Blackness. We can do that in June. We can do that in February. We can do it in January. And it's not on us to come out and constantly seek these moments of exposure, if you like, because we're constantly doing it. And for I'll be honest, in the last few years, I haven't been too forthgoing with, I must do something during Black History Month, I must do this, I must do that. Instead, I pretty much just do all I can to make that, and I use it as reflection. I think about, am I contributing to the Black economy? Am I supporting local Black businesses? Does my my work and my actual work and my community work, does that benefit young Black children? Am I engaging with my community and my culture as much as I can, etc.? And I think that's what a lot of people are focused on. And then for the news organizations and the media, really, their task is to contact us and do an outreach beyond the month of October.
Right. Now let's go more to the performative element for Black History Month. Big companies throughout October, such as Royal Mail, painted their post boxes black. Has actually led companies feeling that they've sufficiently contributed to tackling racism. But what should companies be doing to make an actual change rather than doing it throughout the month of October?
Companies love to perform, and I think, especially given what's happening with the world, I feel like there's been a radical life improvement awareness wave. I don't know what's happening around the world, but I think there's a lot of brilliance in it, and people are not taking nonsense anymore. And it's, number one, it's shambolic. I think it's embarrassing. It's very, very it's effortless to paint a post box black to commemorate Black History Month. We don't partake in performative politics and performative acts anymore. And I think organizations need to, so for example, this Black History Month, what the Post Office as an organization should have done is they should have outperformed or worked towards outperforming other delivery services in the UK, and mentioned, been very honest about what is their inclusion policies, to what extent have they stuck to their inclusion policies, how have they reformed their inclusion policies to ensure that racism does not exist in their workplace. That's what you need to do. It's that simple. But of course they don't do that because maybe a lot of these organizations don't have successful stories to share. And if you don't, what you then need to do is they need to work with professionals and organizations, maybe workplace behavioral specialists and organizations like this, who identify, tackle, and provide suggestions and recommendations for how organizations can ensure they are as inclusive as they need to be, to number one, be as effective and successful as they can be, but also to ensure that their staff and the people that they serve and their clientele are best served. Fantastic. So that's the work that we want to see. And to be honest, I think, it does take a lot to do that, of course, but that's the work that needs to be done and that we need to see.
Brilliant. Well, I do hope, having you on our show, that you've managed to actually speak out and share your opinion exactly about how it should be and how Black History Month should be celebrated, not only in October, but it should be throughout the year. And I hope this message reaches to everybody that's actually watching the show
Thank you
tonight. Thank you so much, Dr. Fania Barry. It's such a great pleasure to have you on Insta Talk, and we'd love to see you again in future episodes.
Thank you. Do invite me.
Thank you so much. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Plant-based diets could have you eating your way to good hair without relying on trendy, chemical-laden shampoos and conditioners, or those sticky sprays and gels. If you'd like to improve your locks and get a gorgeous mane, we've got good news for you. All you need to do is pick up your fork and eat some pretty delicious vegan foods. Our health expert is here to discuss what plant-based foods that will give you gorgeous hair and how a nutrient-rich diet can help prevent hair loss.
Is our lovely Daniela. Hello, Daniela. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. I'm really excited to be back. Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. It's always lovely to have you on Insta Talk. Now, Daniela, what plant-based foods are packed with nutrients that will improve our hair?
Right. Okay, so yes, it's true. Healthy foods really can help you keep your hair full and healthy, and it can give you a head of hair for a lifetime. It's a really fascinating area of research, one that is by no means finished, but let me share what we know, okay? So to maintain healthy hair, and I'm gonna add skin to this mix, okay? I would encourage you to do these things. The first is maybe the hardest for some people. It's avoid animal products. That's meat and dairy foods, okay?
Right.
Number two is to avoid adding oils to cooking, and to favor oil-free foods when you eat out in restaurants. Even if you're doing quick service restaurants and you're going, and make sure that you're getting ingredients, even dressings and things like that, that are oil-free or low oil, yeah? Right. And the same thing applies to eating fried food. So avoid oily foods in the home. That's fried foods, dairy-rich foods, even baked goods that have a lot of butter and things like this. Try to avoid those until you know how they affect you.
Right.
And then that kind of goes along with this next piece, which is to avoid added sugar. Now, this is added sugar. You don't have to be crazed around not having any sugar ever for the rest of your life. I didn't say that, but avoid added sugar and see what does it do to the life of your hair. Some people have shown that actually, for whatever reason, sugary foods seem to make their hair a little lifeless. I don't know if you've had that issue or that problem or noticed that for you. I certainly have for me.
Yes.
So avoiding sugary foods and dairy-rich foods and animal products can really go a long way. And then this is one of the tips that I like to incorporate into my recommendations is how do you get that like full mane? Well, one of the ways to do that is to get adequate protein from plant sources. So these are things like beans and bean products, even bean pastas, things like tofu and tempeh, soy milk. This will all give you plenty of plant-based protein, and it's It's going to give you all the protein that you need that's going to, well, keep your hair super full, and it's going to keep it full for a long time. So I actually just became plant-based not just 6 months ago, and I have noticed my hair is fuller and fuller like by the week, and I contribute this to my diet. And then, of course, have plenty of fruits and vegetables. I can't emphasize that enough. You know that we've talked about eating the rainbow, and that means colorful plate of fruits and vegetables because their antioxidants really help protect your skin, your largest organ in your body, and your hair. And then the last is really maybe more important, maybe something that people overthink or not think about, which is avoid sun exposure. We say that about our skin, but same thing applies to our hair. So wear a hat, a nice big brim, and get yourself protected when you're out in the sun.
Right. This is new to me. I didn't know that obviously the sun would actually affect the hair. So that's very good, important information. Now, what other beauty benefits come from a plant-based diet?
Okay, so I want to talk about the rise of the Western diet for a second, because I think this is really an interesting historical context. So we found in our new research, and I'm saying new, over the last 50 to 75 years, which is new for nutritional science and new in the world of science in general. What we found in certain countries that have either adopted a more westernized diet or have a Western diet, like here in the United States or in London, right? We notice, dermatology board has noticed that when countries and people adopt a more Western diet, there seems to be more cases of baldness or the loss of hair for both men and women. So Japan is case in point, and Korea is another wonderful case study. They've done a lot of research on the Asian diet, which is predominantly a plant-based diet that is whole rich foods of fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, and a low-fat diet. And when that diet was used for many, many centuries, the Asian populations of Japan and Korea, because we're focusing on these countries, had really thick, very full, healthy heads of hair. And then as time over the last, couple centuries have adopted more of a westernized diet, we've noticed that balding has really taken over this country for even younger people. So I just wanted to offer that as some context. And we've also found that insulin resistance, controlling your stress or having a really stressful life, and even things and conditions like polycystic ovarian syndrome and other medications and things like this can really contribute to the loss of hair.
Right.
So how do we reverse this, or how do we help this? Well, we adopt a plant-based diet. And this can be done either just with a few meals a day, very minimally, over time, incrementally, you can adopt it, or you can do it in one fell swoop all at once. So let me tell you how to do that. Is that helpful?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, please.
Okay, so let me explain. You just asked what are the other beauty benefits that come from a plant-based diet. Let me tell you the benefits first, and then I'll tell you how to eat it. Because sometimes I feel like if you get the benefits first, you feel very inspired, as opposed to feeling overwhelmed by what you have to do, and then there's no inspiration. So here are the benefits. There are many. 3 important ones. It's really easy to maintain your weight on a plant-based diet. So what does this mean? People that eat a plant-based diet, they tend to lose weight and keep their weight off and maintain a healthy weight for longer, consistent periods of time. And the reason being is because you're eating whole, vibrant plant foods. That's a really big one for most people. Most people will stop right there and say, sign me up, right? Like, that's important.
Yes.
So the next one is disease prevention. And this is super important. And I know if people are trying to lose weight, that feels like the primary goal, but disease prevention should always be another primary goal, and always right there with you when you're thinking about how do you want to live healthy. Whole food, plant-based diet eating can prevent and reverse even most chronic illnesses today. So lots of different lifestyle conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, even dementia. All of these things are chronic lifestyle issues. And a plant-based diet, yes, can halt the symptoms and sometimes even reverse these chronic illnesses. So that is like a huge claim and something that has been scientifically proven in scientific peer-reviewed research. So this is not just me saying it. You can find the research out there.
That's amazing.
And then there's one more. I think it's really, really important, Dina, which is you can have a lighter footprint on Mother Earth, on the earth that we are living in. And this is so important. And I think that this is really important for people more and more today than ever before. But it can cause having a plant-based diet, can, really adopting that in your home for your family, and then sharing that with your friends and creating a ripple effect can create such a good, amazing light footprint on planet Earth and cause less stress on the environment, which is something that we all really need to be thinking about and contributing to.
Of course, absolutely. That's brilliant. Well, I mean, this sounds really, really brilliant and really, really good. And I think, obviously, after listening to you, I probably would consider maybe introducing it into my meals. I don't know, do you recommend one meal a day, maybe? Or how do you see it if I want to do it gradually, say, for example?
Great question. Okay, so how often should you be eating a plant-based diet? Here's the question, most important question. How do you get started? You're probably thinking that you're wanting to move to a plant-based diet. You've heard a lot more about it, but you don't know where to start. Yeah? Okay, I can help you with this. Here, let me lay it down with facts. Whole food plant-based diet lets you meet your nutritional needs, the nutritional needs of your body by focusing on naturally, minimally processed plant foods. All right, so here's what they are. Quick overview. Fruits, any type of fruit, including apples, bananas, grapes, strawberries, citrus. All of these are great for your health, for your heart, for your skin, and for your hair. Vegetables, plenty of vegetables, including peppers, corn, fatty vegetables like avocado, lettuces, spinach, kale, peas, collards, all of these, right? And then there's another quality of vegetables that's becoming more important during the season, the tuber vegetables. Those are things like root vegetables, potatoes, carrots, parsnips, sweet potatoes. Those have wonderful effects on our skin and our hair. And then whole grains. These are indeed plant-based foods and definitely whole foods. These are grains like rice, like quinoa, millet, oats, barley. The list goes on and on. There are hundreds of whole grains that I absolutely love. Excellent. And then the last, which is a protein source, legumes. All right, these are beans of any kind, pulses, lentils, and similar ingredients can really help you get that full hair that you might be looking for. And how to adopt this is something that I get asked every single day, no matter what, without fail. There's many ways to do this, but I would recommend, my recommendation is to try to eat 1 to 2 plant-based meals per day. And don't beat yourself up if you can't get to that, but try to make that your goal. And what you're going to find over time, even with just 1 plant-based meal a day, is that you are going to see the effects on your health. Maybe you start sleeping better. Maybe your hair seems fuller, quicker. Maybe you just feel a general sense of lightness. You will start to see the effects, and it happens immediately. So give it a try.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for these amazing tips. I certainly will give it a try, and I'll tell you how it goes next week. But yeah, definitely, this is what I need. I need a full head of hair.
You have gorgeous hair, Dina. I absolutely love your hair. It looks so healthy. And listen, if you or anybody else listening wants a little culinary inspiration, and maybe you're like, what recipes can I try? Or how do I put these foods together? Just join me in my kitchen. I have a daily cooking and nutrition series called Plant-Based Made Easy, where I cook right here. This is my studio kitchen. And I do this every single day. It's called Plant-Based Made Easy. You can find it on YouTube and on Facebook at Chef Daniela Malfitano. So join us every week, every single day. I'm going to give you all the culinary inspiration you'll need.
That's fantastic. Well, you'll find me definitely joining you. So thank you so much, Daniela, and we hope to see you next week. Take care now. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.
2020 has brought about many changes. One of the biggest in the world of fashion seems to be the death of skinny jeans. They were once a key part of any look, but with lockdown, people ditched the restrictive skinny jeans for sweatpants. Levi's recently announced their buyback scheme, offering customers a chance to trade in their old denim jeans for a gift card and launching their second-hand online shop. As we look ahead to life beyond the pandemic, and with skinny jeans no longer the go-to clothing choice for stepping out of the house, we're looking at 3 cuts that are in fashion and how you should be styling them.
And with me, of course, is our gorgeous Rana Zone from Dubai. Hello, Rana. How are you?
Hi, Dina. I'm well, alhamdulillah. And you?
Look
How
at
are
you
you?
with your pink. Look at pink top.
Yeah.
Pink eyeshadow. Everything looks amazing on you. I love,
Thank you. Thank you.
and I love your headpiece.
Yeah, it's trouser. It's a denim trouser. My son denim trouser, and I did it as a turban. I
You're
wrapped it around
amazing.
my head.
I
Yes.
love it. I love it. It looks amazing. Your turban looks amazing. Right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's get cracking. So we've heard that skinny jeans now are out, but what's in, Rana, and how do I style them?
Well, Alhamdulillah, I've never loved skinny jeans.
Oh,
Yes. Now, yes. Okay, I will talk about the three famous types.
right.
It's like, the mother or the mom jeans, which
Yes.
comes from the 80s and 90s, as we saw with the Princess Diana.
That's right.
And tapered jeans, it's a very similar cut as we see, narrow from the bottom
Yes.
and little big legs. We see this is a color brown denim jeans.
Fantastic.
And we can see this a blue one with the
Oh, I like this.
details.
Yes.
Yes, like you can add it yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like a mix and match. Of
Mhm.
course, we don't forget that we can mix it with a white shirt.
Oh, yes.
This is a must-have piece. It's a basic piece. And we have the straight cut denim jeans. I'm not showing you a normal blue jeans. I'm showing you.
Yes, I can see that. Yeah, it's different.
Yes.
I love this pair of jeans. Where are they from?
Yeah, it's from Zara, and it's a snake print.
Yeah.
With a white and gray. It's nice to have. We can like mix and match
Oh, yes.
with green. Yeah,
That's
and
a statement
not
piece.
to.
Yes.
Yeah, and not to forget, of course, the belts can change the look of the denim jeans. And we have the flared back again.
Yes.
Yes,
That's back again.
you see, this can very similar also to straight cut, boot cut jeans.
Right.
And we can have it in more than color. Now the white is trending this winter, you see, and with some details in the back. Yeah, of course. And like with the big wide leg jeans, very similar to straight cut.
Yes.
And the wide leg, of course. This one, like we saw Adidas did also a wide leg jeans. Yes. To be now more casual to formal. Now jeans, has been styled also with, of course, not to forget the blazers, jackets. You
and
see,
the blouse. Yes.
Blouse, and of course the what they say, the culottes and the short,
the knee high.
The knee high. Yes,
these are nice with boots, aren't they? They're nice with boots.
Yes, and you see the statement. They say belts, not to forget, because it changes the look, the whole look. So this is the very famous trend looks for denim for this season. And as you said, skinny jeans are not anymore.
Right. Okay. Well, that looks brilliant. So now give us just a sort of a conclusion, or just an idea. 3 top jeans, do you think, for this season? What are they? The 3 top ones?
The flared jeans, which is like a boot or like little bit skinny from the top, and the straight leg, wide leg, and the tapered jeans.
Fantastic. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Rana, again, for giving us such amazing sort of information. I love the idea of wearing big jeans, sort of wide leg jeans.
Yes.
It will cover everything that I need to cover. So thank you so much.
I want to add just something in the denim world. Now the Levi's are buying the second-hand jeans because they want to make, jeans takes 10,000 liters of water to make one pair of jeans. So we need to clean up our environment. And this is very good as a sustainable to sell out your jeans and to reuse it as a
Reuse
vintage
it.
jeans.
So yes, basically what they're doing, the Levi's scheme, is that they're allowing you to actually exchange your old pair of jeans with a voucher, which you can spend on a new pair of jeans. And then they also want to encourage selling secondhand jeans. Brilliant.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Regards to
Thank
everyone
you,
in Dubai.
Dina.
Enjoy the lovely weather.
Bye.
I don't envy you at all. Take care.
Bye, dear. Bye.
And with me is our gorgeous makeup artist and stylist, Joanne Morgan. Hello, Joanne. How are you? You look absolutely stunning, first of all. I love the look that you've got today.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me back again. Yes, it feels quite heavy at this time of day to be wearing this, but obviously following on from our discussion, we've got an inspiration to follow. So
absolutely.
that's
Well,
how
basically, let's just tell the viewers exactly what is it that we're actually trying to achieve today. Basically, we are trying to look at the most inspiring beauty trends that came straight from the catwalk, the 2021 catwalk for Fashion Week. And we wanted you, Joanne, to actually give us some ideas about how to come out with the spider eyelashes and the really dramatic eye look using the really strong eyeliner. So can you run us through exactly what is it you did with the beautiful look that you've got on today?
Thank you. So I started off with a very natural, so you have to do something. So I actually used a contour palette, and I put a little bit of powder onto my eyelids so that I wasn't working on a completely naked eye, but I made sure that my lashes were completely free. And then the next thing I did was just with a kohl pencil, so it can be any kohl pencil that you've got. I went along the lash line, making sure that I went right into the corner. So this is normally when you pop your kohl liner on or your under eye liner on, you start from the pupil and you work outwards, and then you use a blending brush and brush inwards. Now, again, like you said, we're going for the strong look. So they've gone for this monochrome black, and it's a little less about the eyeshadow, it's more about the eyeliner and the lashes. And again, this takes us back to the fact that half of us most of the time from here down we're covered. So let's go with what we've got left. So for me, I like to start with a powder which primes the eye. It gets rid of the grease on the eyelid for a start, so you've got less chance of ending up with a nice impression of the eyeline in your socket. I used a kohl line to go over the top. I then used a liquid eyeline. So I personally like to use a pen type. It's like a felt tip finish, if you like. You can get these from anywhere, like W7, MAC, Charlotte Tilbury. They're widely available right the way across the board. So after I'd got a heavy kohl on, I then went over with the flick of the liquid eyeliner, and I'm slightly older, so I can't do the full flick because otherwise I have to hold my eyelids up here and kind of get them all in the right position. But managed to get the flick in there somewhere at the sides. And again, I take that really close to the lash line. So with your chin up, look down slightly, but still so that you can see in the mirror. And you want to tickle the edge of the lash line. So where your eyelid folds and your lashes start coming out, make sure you get in there. Otherwise you can have some skin color showing through, and it doesn't give it quite that bolder look. I then went on and again studying the imagery that we were discussing. Rather than putting a line underneath, I've actually used color. So I've used my own brand Makeup for TV's Whiskey Bar palette. And in that, we've got 3 of the soft tone shades which are being used everywhere at the moment. It's very kind of pillow talk-esque and all of that. Applied that with a brush. I actually applied it with an eyebrow brush. So that went on underneath.
Right.
And then you'll see from the images, you've got two options then. You can use a natural waterline so that you do actually bring out the white of your eyeline there. So using a waterline pencil, or you can go with a black gel eyeliner, which is what I've done as subsequently, and pop that on. And then just to top it off, these things, wow. Okay, so I feel like I could fly. I was like fluttering. They're really comfortable. They're really comfy. And there's lots of different options of how you can wear your lashes. I would suggest when you're concentrating on a black line lash, that you use something like the Duo Dark Tone as your lash glue. I know there are companies that make actual eyeliner, liquid eyeliner that's got a glue in it. Wonderful, absolute genius idea. And then just pop the lashes on over the top, and you're not fighting with bits of latex and white clumpy bits. And don't forget to actually apply the mascara to your own eyelashes. I did that before I put my lashes on, sorry. So put your mascara on nicely beforehand, and it's up to you. I love a mascara on the bottom.
I do. I love mascara at the bottom as well. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely love it. So some people apply it like that and do the tickle. Personally, I hold my mascara one that way round, and I'll apply it like that and then separate the lashes out. Now, as you can see, I'm wearing a full strip of lashes, so I've got a full strip on.
Yes.
There are many different options. So if you don't want the full strip, MAC do these demi lash, which is a half strip, so you can just pop it on the end so it doesn't go all the way into the center of the eye.
Yes.
And then to create some of the incredible looks that are around on the catwalk, I mean, these are, I personally, I have a favorite recommendation of lashes, and we'll be talking with Ooh La La Lashes next week. But these are just available if you want to cut them up, and you can have the spider look. So it's just kind of the individual bits. Literally, you get these on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
And so they're Bella hair eyelashes, and you get how many sets do you get in here? I don't know. You get about 5 strips like this.
Wow.
So it doesn't actually matter what you do with them.
Yes.
Using a pair of scissors, cut them into little sections, and then you can literally, if I stick a couple of the sections to my finger here, like that, you can see, and then you can create, if you look at some of the models, you can create this look where you've got maybe 5 sections of lashes coming up. So just different look. Different options.
Absolutely. You know what, that, you know, the tips that you've given us right now, I personally am going to go and use, and I love the look. I really do love the look. And I did say to you before we started recording that you actually look like Bridget Bardot, by the way. And for those of you that don't know who she is, she's a beautiful, stunning actress, and you look exactly like her, and especially with the look and the way you've made your eyes today. I love the look. I hope our viewers can actually copy and do exactly the same, sort of follow exactly through the tips and the steps that you've used. I personally am going to try it next week. Then you can give me your opinion. Okay.
Excellent. I can't wait to see it.
Thank you so much, Joanne Morgan, for Makeup for Artists. Thank you so much. Take care.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Bye.
And this brings us to the end of this week's show. I do hope that you've enjoyed this week's episode of Insta Talk. I would like to thank all our guests for coming onto the show. We will be back next week with all the latest trending stories from our fashion stylists, influencers, and lifestyle experts. If you want to watch our weekly episodes of Insta Talk, then follow us online at WTX News on Facebook and Instagram, or visit our website www.wtxnews.com, or subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can like, share and comment. So that's it from all of us. I'll see you all next week. Take care. Goodbye.